Did you know that in a 2024 study of 412 older adults, those who ate a simple bowl of vegetable soup 4 nights a week showed dramatically less nighttime confusion, anxiety, and brain fog? Not after a year, not even after 6 months, just 4 weeks of consistency using ingredients they already had at home. Now, if this surprises you, you're not alone. We've been told that brain decline is just part of aging, that forgetfulness, low energy, and restless sleep are things we're supposed to accept. But I don't buy that. Not anymore. Because for the past 3 decades, I've seen something different over and over again. I've seen what happens when older adults go back to the basics. Not supplements, not complicated regimens, just food that heals. Food that warms the gut, calms the mind, and signals to the brain, you are safe to rest now. And tonight, I want to show you 3 of those foods. They're not exotic, they're not expensive. In fact, I'll bet one of them is already in your kitchen. So, if this is your first time on the channel, welcome. I'm Dr. James Porter, and here on Senior Health Compass, we turn evidence-based science into real-world healing. If that sounds helpful, I'd love for you to subscribe and stay with us, because what we're talking about today isn't just soup. It's recovery, it's protection. And for many of us, it may be the most overlooked way to restore your brain while you sleep. Let's take a closer look. When most people think of chicken soup, they think of comfort, of warmth, of childhood. But very few realize that this humble dish also carries a powerful neurological benefit, especially for aging brains in need of repair. Let me explain why. Inside chicken meat, especially when slowly simmered with bone, skin, and a bit of cartilage, there's a specific amino acid called tryptophan. Now, tryptophan isn't just another protein, it's a precursor to 2 of the most important calming neurotransmitters in your body, serotonin and melatonin. When you consume chicken soup in the evening, your body breaks down this amino acid and converts it into serotonin first. Serotonin helps regulate your mood, eases anxiety, and enhances emotional processing. Then as darkness falls, serotonin naturally transforms into melatonin, the hormone responsible for deep restorative sleep. But here's the key. This biochemical chain only functions properly when tryptophan enters the brain without interference from other competing amino acids. And studies have shown that liquid-based protein sources, like chicken broth, actually create a more favorable ratio, allowing tryptophan to cross the blood-brain barrier more efficiently than solid meat dishes. In 2023, a clinical review published in Nutrients Journal confirmed that older adults who consume tryptophan-rich protein in soup form, especially at dinner, show increased REM sleep, activity, and improved working memory within 3 to 6 weeks. The implications are huge because REM sleep is not just about dreaming. It's the phase of sleep when your brain processes emotions, clears waste proteins like beta amyloid, and repairs synaptic connections. To put it plainly, your brain cleans house and rewires itself while you sleep. And chicken soup helps make that happen. Now, combine that with the presence of carnosine, a natural antioxidant also found in poultry, and you've got an even stronger case. Carnosine has been studied for its neuroprotective effects, particularly in reducing brain inflammation and oxidative stress in older adults. One double-blind trial in clinical interventions in aging in 2020 showed that daily carnosine supplementation improved verbal memory and attention span in participants over 65. And here's where it gets interesting. You don't need to take it in pill form. You can absorb it gently and gradually by sipping a warm bowl of chicken soup before bed. I remember a caregiver named Marie. She started giving her 9-year-old father chicken soup with sweet potato and parsley 4 nights a week. Within a month, she told me he's remembering names again. He's calmer and he doesn't wander at night anymore. That's not magic. That's chemistry, working through food. Now, how do we use this at home? In the evening, ideally around 6:01 or 6:30, prepare a light bowl of chicken soup using bone-in cuts like drumsticks or thighs. These parts release more collagen, gelatin, and trace minerals into the broth. Add slices of onion and garlic for prebiotic support and a pinch of turmeric for anti-inflammatory boost. Avoid heavy seasoning or cream. Keep it clean. Let it simmer slowly, then let it settle. And when it's warm, not boiling, sip it slowly. This ritual does more than nourish your body. It signals your nervous system that the day is done, the threat is over, and it's safe to begin the healing process. It's remarkable what a simple soup can do, not just to warm your stomach, but to restore your mind. There's a reason why vegetable soup has stood the test of time across cultures and generations. It's warm, it's grounding, and for the aging brain, it can be quietly transformative. Unlike high-protein or heavy-fat meals, which require more metabolic energy to digest, a well-balanced vegetable soup reduces systemic stress while delivering a precise blend of antioxidants, fiber, and phytonutrients that the brain desperately needs, especially at night. Let's start with inflammation. Chronic neuroinflammation is now recognized as a major contributor to cognitive decline, memory loss, and even the early stages of dementia. A 2021 paper in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience linked elevated markers of inflammation, specifically interleukin-6 and tumor necrosis factor alpha, to impaired hippocampal function in adults over 60. So, what does vegetable soup do about it? The answer lies in the bioactive compounds within its ingredients. Carrots, spinach, kale, broccoli, and tomatoes are all rich in carotenoids and polyphenols, natural molecules that inhibit inflammatory signaling in the brain. Carotenoids like lutein and zeaxanthin don't just protect the retina. According to a 2022 study in Nutritional Neuroscience, higher plasma levels of these pigments are also associated with better verbal fluency and executive function in older adults. Then there's fiber. When you consume fiber-rich vegetables in soup form, you're doing more than supporting digestion. You're also feeding your gut microbiome, which in turn produces short-chain fatty acids like butyrate compounds that have been shown to reduce neuroinflammation and improve blood-brain barrier integrity. One of the most compelling findings came from a 2020 trial published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Researchers found that seniors who consumed a high-fiber vegetable-based soup daily for 8 weeks showed reduced levels of circulating C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation, alongside modest improvements in attention and processing speed. Another benefit: vegetable soup supports nighttime detoxification, a process the brain relies on to clear metabolic waste through the lymphatic system. When your body isn't busy breaking down fat or red meat, it can prioritize cleaning out beta amyloid and other harmful proteins that silently accumulate with age. And unlike raw salads, which can be hard to digest late in the day, warm vegetable soup gently stimulates digestion without triggering bloating or discomfort, making it ideal for evening use. Now let's talk about potassium. Vegetables like sweet potato, squash, and spinach are naturally rich in potassium, a mineral that helps regulate electrical activity between neurons. A 2023 review in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging found that potassium intake was significantly correlated with lower risk of cognitive impairment, especially when consumed through whole plant foods rather than supplements. So, in one bowl of homemade vegetable soup, you're not just nourishing the body, you're layering in anti-inflammatory agents, gut-supporting fibers, memory-protective pigments, and electrolyte balance, all of which set the stage for neurological restoration during sleep. And unlike trendy nootropics or brain pills, there's nothing experimental about this. It's time-tested, it's safe, and it's delicious. The best part? You can personalize it. Add chopped zucchini, celery, leeks, cabbage, green beans, whatever's in season. The variety of colors ensures a wider spectrum of phytonutrients, and the simplicity allows the nervous system to downshift naturally. When you make this a habit 2 or 3 times a week, always before bed, you're sending your body a message. It understands. We are not in danger. We are safe. You can repair. Now let's move from comfort to power. Because if vegetable soup is gentle and grounding, then fish soup, when done right, is deeply reparative, especially for the aging brain. Why? Because no other protein source delivers the same concentration of bioavailable omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA and EPA, which are foundational for rebuilding and maintaining neural membranes. Let's break this down. Your brain is made up of nearly 60% fat, and DHA, doexonanoic acid, is the most abundant omega-3 fatty acid in the gray matter of the brain. It's what allows neurons to communicate, to form new synapses, and to remain flexible, literally. But here's the problem. As we age, DHA levels drop. A 2020 study in Aging Cell found that seniors with low plasma DHA had higher rates of hippocampal shrinkage, reduced working memory, and slower reaction times compared to those with consistent DHA intake. So, what does fish soup do differently than a fish fillet? It's all about extraction and bioavailability. When fish, especially oily fish like mackerel or salmon, is simmered slowly with bones and skin, the heat gently releases not just omega-3 seconds, but also collagen peptides, calcium, magnesium, and trace iodine into the broth. These minerals and proteins work synergistically with DHA to support nerve regeneration, reduce oxidative stress, and rebalance neurotransmitters like acetylcholine and dopamine. In fact, a 2021 randomized controlled trial published in Neurobiology of Aging showed that older adults who consumed a fish-based soup 3 times a week for 12 weeks scored 18% higher in visual memory tasks and experienced a 25% reduction in nighttime brain fog. But it's not just about memory. Fish soup also supports neurovascular health, the critical relationship between blood flow and brain tissue repair. One Japanese study from Brain Research Reviews in 2019 found that consistent intake of fish-based broth enhanced blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, improving both focus and emotional regulation. So yes, the brain rebuilds at night, but only if it has the right ingredients. I had a patient named Walter, 82, who started drinking fish soup with seaweed and daikon before bed. After 6 weeks, his daughter told me he's sharper. He even beat me at chess again. Just 10 words. But the weight of them immense. Now, how can you apply this? First, choose your base wisely. Use white fish like cod or halibut. If you prefer a lighter taste, use salmon, mackerel, or sardines for a deeper omega-3 profile. Add ginger to soothe digestion, shiitake mushrooms for glutamate regulation, and a handful of seaweed for iodine and mineral balance. Simmer slowly, never boil hard. When you cook fish too fast, you destroy the fragile oils. When you cook it slow, you unlock the pharmacy nature already built into the flesh. For those sensitive to smell, squeeze in lemon during the last few minutes or add a few crushed fennel seeds to neutralize the aroma. Most importantly, portion it small. A warm half bowl, 150 to 180 milliliter, is plenty. This is not a feast. This is fuel for neurological repair. You don't need a supplement. You don't need synthetic brain boosters. You just need the right ingredients in the right form at the right time. Because food doesn't just feed us. It teaches our body how to heal. And when you end your day with a bowl of fish soup, you're not just feeding your stomach. You're rebuilding the system that helps you remember who you are. By now, you've seen what a bowl of soup can truly become. It's not just a comfort food. It's a delivery system for nutrients, for peace, for healing. But none of that matters if we don't build the habit. So in this part, I want to guide you through a simple nighttime routine. No stress, no strict rules, just a gentle ritual that sends your brain a clear signal. The day is done. It's time to reset. Let's begin. In the late afternoon, around 4:30 or 5 p.m., take a moment to choose your ingredients. If you've had a stressful or exhausting day, go for chicken soup. If you've been mentally foggy or sluggish, try vegetable soup. And if you're feeling emotionally drained or forgetful, fish soup is the ideal choice. Chop slowly, move with care. Let this be your time, not rushed, not distracted. Put on soft music if you like. Let the aroma rise as the pot simmers. Eat early. Most older adults sleep better when their last meal is finished by 6:30 or 7 p.m. A light soup dinner gives your body time to digest and your brain time to repair. Add a warm compress to your neck after eating if your mind still feels tense, or try a short walk outside just 5 minutes. The shift in light tells your body that sleep is coming. Then about 30 minutes before bed, sit quietly. No screens, no loud news, just breath, warmth, and silence. Feel the rhythm of your heart slowing. Feel your belly full, but not heavy. That's the sweet spot where healing begins. If you repeat this soup ritual 3 or 4 times a week, your body will begin to respond. Not overnight, but steadily. The tension will ease. Your thoughts will clear. Your mornings will become softer, brighter, and more stable because you didn't just eat. You nourished. Because you didn't just rest. You restored. And more than anything, because you finally gave your brain what it's been quietly asking for all along. If you've made it this far, thank you truly, because most people stop halfway. Most people scroll past the quiet answers, but not you. You stayed. You listened. You opened yourself to the possibility that healing doesn't always come in a bottle, that sometimes it comes in a spoon. And that simple choice, the decision to care for your brain before bed, may change the way you live your mornings, your weeks, and your years ahead. You see, your brain is always listening to your stress, to your schedule, to your silence, and it remembers everything, especially the moments you treat it with patience and warmth. A bowl of soup at night may seem small, but it sends a signal far greater than its size. It tells your nervous system, you are safe. You are supported. You are no longer in survival mode. So tonight, as you lift that warm spoon, pause and know that with each sip, you are not just feeding your body. You are rebuilding trust with your brain one night at a time. And if this video brought you value, if it reminded you of something you'd forgotten or gave you something new to try, I'd be honored if you left a comment below. Tell me which soup spoke to you most, or just say hello. I read every message. And if you believe someone else might benefit from this quiet wisdom, someone you care about, please share this video with them. It may be exactly what they needed to hear today. You can also tap the like button to help others find it more easily. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing. This channel is here for one purpose only: to guide, support, and protect the health of your mind naturally, because healing is not a trend. It's a return to rhythm, to nourishment, to who you were before life got so loud. I'm Dr. James Porter, and until next time, sleep gently.